Good morning, and welcome to worship here at Seaview, which stands for Coastal Virginia Unitarian Universalists. My name is Carrie Kilburn, and I'm a member of the board. For those of you who are newcomers today, whether it is here in person or in Zoom, Seaview is a member organization of the Unitarian Universalist Association, a denomination that is part of a liberal religious tradition that goes back hundreds of years. Seaview offers an open door to all who recognize and honor our principles and the values from which they are derived: interdependence, equity, transformation, pluralism, generosity, justice, and love, which is at the center of our values. These are values which call us to action and which make us accountable to one another. Here at Seaview, our commitment to the work we are called to do through these values is demonstrated in our mission, which is to provide a nurturing community, foster courageous spiritual growth, and inspire compassionate action. It is with that love and commitment that we welcome all of you, members, friends, visitors, and everyone in between, to worship at Seaview and be a part of this journey with us. For the time being, for those of you who prefer to mask and who prefer to sit near other people who mask, we've set aside the balcony as mask-only seating during the worship service. This does not mean that people who want a mask can't sit wherever they want, but we do want to make sure that the people who want or need to mask can feel comfortable in our space. This is just one more way that we can be welcoming and inclusive to the many individuals who want to be an active part of this community. For those who want to sit in the balcony and who do not have a mask with them, some masks have been placed up there for your convenience. After the service, you are all invited to attend an in-person coffee hour in the social hall. Once again, thank you for being with us this morning, and we do hope you'll stay for the coffee hour.
Trying to tell you something about my life. Baby, give me insight between black and white. And the best thing you've ever done for me is to help me take my life less seriously. It's only life after all. Yeah. Well, doctors has a hunger that's insatiable. Lightness has a cold that's hard to hear. I wrap my fear around me like a blanket. I sailed my ship of safety till I sank it. I'm crawling on your shore. And I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountains. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked light. And the less I seek my source for some definitives, closer I am to find, yeah. Closer I am to find, yeah. And I went to see the doctor of philosophy, poster of Rasputin and a bit down to his knees. He never did marry or see a big great movie. He graded my performance. He said he could see through me. I spent 4 years brought straight to the higher mind. Got my paper and I was free. And I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountains. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing in a crooked light. And the less I seek my source for some definitives, closer I am to find, yeah. Closer I am to find, yeah. Stop by the bar at 3 a.m. to seek solace in a bottle of possibly be a friend. And I woke up with my headache like a head against a board. Twice as cloudy as I've been the night before when I went in seeking clarity. And I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountains. Yeah, we go through the Bible, we go through the workout, we read up on the Bible, we stand up for the lookout. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing in a crooked line. And unless I seek my source for some definitive, closer I am to God, yeah. Closer I am to God, yeah. Closer I am to God, yeah.
Thank you. I'm not sure my brain came back from Oregon with me, but we're trying. Our opening words this morning are from that old salt, Anonymous. May we be reminded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love and service to the altar of humanity. May we know once again that we are not isolated beings, but connected in mystery and miracle to the universe and to this community and to each other. As you know, Unitarian Universalists worldwide began their services by lighting a chalice. Today, as you can see, Oliver is going to light our chalice. He's 8 years old. His birthday was in June, so he's just getting really used to being that 8. He loves video games and animals and playing with logs. Is that right? Dogs. I was like, logs? Okay. Lincoln Logs, maybe. Thanks, Oliver. Well, as he's finishing, would you join in the words of chalice lighting? In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. Our opening hymn today, your job, is number 288, All Our Architects. May each of us know and draw upon whatever gives us strength and hope, whether it is the God of many names or no names at all. The great force that courses throughout and is the universe, the divine spark within each of us or the community that we love and value. As we hold in our arms in our hearts all that has been spoken and into this space this morning, in person and online, and all that has not been spoken. But may we in particular find solace in the fact that we are here to journey with one another, to share the sorrows and rejoice in the joys. And now let us enter into a moment of silence to mark this sacred space. We will now close our silence and honor the different journeys we are representing here in song.
Come on down, it's time for the middle message. Hello, hello, hello. Alrighty, today we're talking about things that make life happy and important to us. Those can be simple joys like wearing your favorite color, or things on your bucket list, big adventure ideas. Like someday I want to visit Stonehenge. Does anyone have any simple joys or big adventure plans they want to share?
Going to the beach with one of my Uncle Joey's family members. He is Opa. Let's see. Ooh, going to Busch Gardens and Water Park, USA. Seeing my granny in Alaska and going up there. But I'd go to the beach with my blue shirt. Being able to have like a bit more family time and just like, I don't know. I have another one. Candy.
That is a good one.
Beach.
Do any of my young at hearts have any simple joys or big adventures they want to share?
Fall breezes.
I forgot. I forget stuff.
Alrighty. All of these,
I would live on America.
awesome.
I'm hungry.
A Democratic sweep in 2024.
Kick our butt games.
Okay, yeah. Anyone else? Oh,
What a beach. I wear orange shirt with the beach.
that's very cool, wearing an orange shirt at the beach.
Cookie cake.
Cookie cake is delicious. That is an excellent simple joy. One more.
What I beach and I wear my blue shorts with dinosaurs on it. I wear my orange shirt.
Dinosaur shorts with a orange shirt are awesome.
Spending time with all of my family members.
Very good.
My Wednesday birthday party.
Not being dead.
That is awesome. Okay. Okay.
Not being cremated.
Oh, okay.
And I go to America.
All these simple joys and big adventures are wonderful, and I hope you're able to achieve your big dreams and still find joy in all the simple things. Alrighty, you're free to go.
Now comes the time in our service when we invite you to make financial gifts to the benefit and to sustain the ongoing ministry of this church. And the ministry of this church not only consists of what we do within these walls, both real and virtual, but what we do that extends beyond these walls as well. One way that we do this is through our generosity. Each month, we will share 50% of what comes in on the plate that's not marked for a pledge to a different organization. It's hoped that this will lead to greater connections in the community and have a wider impact. The organization this week is one that should be familiar to a lot of you. It's the Seaview Sandwich Makers. The Sandwich Makers are a dedicated group of Seaview volunteers who are a crucial part of an important ministry. They meet weekly to make an average of 160 sandwiches and 120 hard-boiled eggs for the hungry and unhoused of our wider community. The food is prepared by the sandwich makers and is distributed by the Catholic Worker with help from some of our members on the worker line, the Catholic Worker line, say that 3 times fast, hospitality line on Tuesdays. The money that you donate will be used to help pay for food and other necessities that are distributed to that group. Giving our time and talent and treasures to the organizations that matter to us and that improve our lives and the lives of others is a spiritual practice that we should not shy away from. More importantly, it is necessary to our survival. If you wish to donate by cash or check, you may deposit your gift in the basket as it comes around, and as Rebecca sings, a great song. If you would like to give electronically, the information is on the screen behind me, I trust. And as you set your intentions for giving, we are so fortunate to listen to Rebecca as she sings Living in the Moment.
You're still singing?
It's a duet today. That's fun. Surprise. If this life is one act, why do we lay all these traps? We put them right in our path when we just want to be free. I will not waste my days making up all kinds of ways to worry about all the things that will not happen to me. So I just let go of what I know I don't know, and I know I'll do this by living in the moment, living our life easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, living in the moment.
I'm letting myself look for all the things I've done. I let my past go past. Now I'm having more fun. I'm letting go of the past.
living my life easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. But living in the moment, I'm living my life easy and breezy, already mine. Peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I'm letting myself off the hook for things I've done. I let my past go past, and now I'm having more fun. I'm letting go of the thoughts that do not make me strong. And I believe this way can be the same for everyone, 'cause I'm living in the moment, living my life, easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, with peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, 'cause I'm living in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, with peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, 'cause I'm living in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, with peace in my soul, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. Right? Chorus one more time. If you know it, sing it. Help us out. I'm living in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, with peace in my heart, with peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, 'cause I'm living in the moment.
Thank you, Crystal and Rebecca. How could I forget? I heard them on there with that wonderful harmony. We'd like to thank all of you for your generosity. Thank you so much. Today, our message will be given by Reverend Kayla Lennon. If your mind is going, I know that name, where is Lennon? Well, it might be that she's connected with Crystal. And so we're really fortunate that Crystal brought her to us. Kayla holds both a Bachelor of Social Work and a Master of Divinity. She followed these with the completion of clinical pastoral education to become an interfaith chaplain. Her professional ministry has centered around supporting individuals and families living through traumatic events, living with life-limiting illnesses, and walking alongside them as they come to the end of their lives. She is married to your lovely music director, Crystal Lennon. In their spare time, they enjoy playing with their fur babies, riding motorcycles, and taking in all the perks of coastal living. So please welcome Reverend Kayla.
Good morning. So I have to say that it was very comical during the middle message when everyone's talking about all these great, wonderful, joyous things they're going to do. And then somebody says right at the end, "I'm glad I'm not dead." I'm like, that person is my spirit animal. You can tell, right, by the work that I've done and everything, that I'm an amazing conversationalist, right? Always invited to dinner parties. Thank you for such a warm welcome today. It really is a joy to be here. And thank you to Reverend Viola, wherever she is, for inviting me to come and share some time with you. Thank you to Martha and Rebecca. I'm so proud that I remembered names. They did a great job, right? And thank you to my wife, Crystal, who never, ever ceases to amaze me. So I have a little confession to make. The title of my talk today is a little bit misleading, and I do apologize for that. But I had a hunch that if I said, "Hey, let's talk about death, dying, and forgiveness," many of you would have said, "Nope." I get it, and I'm sorry. Please forgive me. But hang with me. I believe that death helps us to find a way to live our lives fully, that it helps us find new ways to live in the moment, heal in the moment, and maybe find an answer to that question: what in the world do you say to someone who's dying? I admit I have a fascination with death, most probably born out of fear. I think that it's kind of common among all of us humans that if there's something that scares us, we go, "I got to do that." Hence jumping out of very good planes. But my fear came out of a couple of situations back in childhood that I want to briefly share with you here. I grew up in rural northeastern Louisiana. That right there is enough said, but I'll give you more. I grew up out in the swamp between the Ouachita River and the D'Arbonne Bayou. It was in the 1960s. And we were a community of essentially 4 families: the Smiths, the Chaplains, the Armstrongs, and the Acreys. Smiths and the Chaplains lived on the side with the Ouachita. The Acreys and Armstrongs, who were my people, we lived on the D'Arbonne. We had the better swamp, just in case you wonder. And there, we were isolated from city folk and other outsiders, and as such, our gene pool may have been a little bit on the shallow side. But fortunately for me, I'm adopted. So in this community there, we had a 4-room schoolhouse. It housed 9 grades, K through 8. And that school was tucked in between 2 very conservative country churches and a graveyard. One day in the 1st grade, myself and a group of other 1st graders, we were standing there at the fence, peering wide-eyed out into that graveyard. Then one of the church's preacher's kids here beside me, he looks over and he says, "You know, my daddy says that on Judgment Day, all those people are going to come up and get out of there." Y'all, I don't think I took a single breath until I got home that evening. I ran into the house. I grabbed the calendar off the wall. I sat down right in the middle of the kitchen. I started just going through the papers, right? Looking through the days and the months. And my mom, she's like, oh God, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? Those were very familiar questions. I looked at her all panting and terrified, and I said, Mama, what day is Judgment Day going to be on? Because I am not going to school that day. No way. My less than emotionally intelligent mother then followed that with the lifelong phrase, you're going to die and go to hell, every time I did something that disappointed her. So we're going to talk about forgiveness. Because sometimes we can be harsh and cruel, and even people who love us can be harsh and cruel. But after a lot of work, I come to a place where I realized I was actually soft and kind, not harsh and cruel. And it set me on a journey to understand why dying, something that we all experience, has to be filled with such fear. And how can we move it towards something that brings love and kindness and completeness? How do we live fully alive in the face of death? There's a lot of governments and religions who have sought to define that answer for us, I think, especially here in the West. Death was once a family or community affair. Then as medical science and technology advanced, it moved from the home and community to institutions like hospitals, long-term care facilities, and funeral homes. We've gained so much from these resulting practices and treatments. That science has brought us, I don't know why I wrote that. That science has brought us so much. But I think we lost a few things as well. Like a child's ability to grow naturally into an understanding of the cycle of life that would define their beliefs all the way into adulthood in a way that is healthy and life-giving. It changed how we talk with each other about the end of life, shifting the difficult but crucial conversations about what we wanted our lives to look like, to listening to the doctor about the next set of treatments that we should try. When to stop treatment became the responsibility of the medical professional. Now, we're starting to recognize more and more that even with all the options and the treatments available that are awesome, we still need the autonomy to make our own decisions about when and where and how we want our life and death to be. Medical professions recognize this too, and thus came the advent of palliative care and hospice care models. Ira Byock is a palliative care physician who spent decades educating and advocating for improved individual care models. He wrote a book that's called The 4 Things That Matter Most. And in that book, he identified 4 things that need to be said to each other before we die. Please forgive me. I forgive you. Thank you. I love you. For today, though, I'm just going to focus on the first 2. Please forgive me. I forgive you. 6 words. Simple, right? Easy. No, it's not. Saying these 6 words are actually among the hardest things that we're ever going to do. Part of the reason why forgiveness is so important is that none of us have lived or will live the entirety of our lives without having to ask for forgiveness or having someone come to us and ask for forgiveness. Bayek states forgiveness is a passage to a sanctuary of wholeness, that a nurturing place where we feel intimately connected to the people who matter most to us. It's a place of healing and transformation. In it, we feel the perfect fullness of the present. In other words, if we want to be able to live fully alive, we have to find our way to forgiveness. In some ways, our efforts to make giving and receiving forgiveness easier have actually created misconceptions that make it harder. So I want to take just a few minutes and talk about those misconceptions and how we can kind of move past them. Forgive and forget. Have y'all heard that one? Y'all are quiet. I'm going to have to tell another joke. Forgive and forget. It's a common piece of advice that's usually unsolicited and suggests that we forgive someone for their actions and that we also forget about the incident entirely and move on with our life as if nothing ever happened. ServPro just moved in and fixed it. However, adopting this simplistic view overlooks the complexity of both forgiveness and memory. I'd really like to know who came up with it. I bet it was a Baptist. Many religions emphasize the importance of forgiveness as a virtue, often linking it to expressions and concepts of love, compassion, and spiritual growth. And while forgiveness can be a powerful tool for healing and growth, it does not ever go hand in hand with forgetting about the incident entirely. When we explore forgetting the wrongs, things become much more complex. It's possible to become less preoccupied with a painful memory over time, but complete erasure is rarely achievable. This is because our brains are wired to retain the memories. I mean, there are actual structures in our brain, the amygdala and the hippocampus, that have the sole purpose of recording events associated with strong emotion in order to protect us if we encounter something similar again. When we try to stuff an unpleasant memory down so deep that it seems to not exist, our brain still knows it's there and will respond to it. For instance, have you ever gotten triggered by something and you have no conscious idea of why you're mad or why you're crying? Guess what? It's your amygdala. Now you know, and it's sounding the alarm that something's not safe here, and it's going on the alert to protect you from harm. So when you feel yourself pushed back against the idea of forgiving and forgetting, remind yourself that forgetting is impossible. Instead, focus on what is possible, learning to live with the memory in a way that reduces emotional burden that's attached to it. How about forgiving means exoneration? Huh? You're not buying it? Good. You win the prize today. So forgiveness is not a way of excusing bad behavior, and it doesn't change what happened. It doesn't change the way it impacted your life, but what it does do is allow you to break free the chains that keep you carrying the weight of something that doesn't belong to you anyway. Look at it like this. Forgiveness is the vehicle, preferably a Jeep, that allows you to take your garbage out of your heart and send it to the dump. It unleashes you to live your life in the present and free, while the responsibility for what happened remains wholly with the person who hurt you. The belief that forgiveness equals exoneration may stem from Baptists that emphasize reconciliation and forgiveness as virtues to be possessed. I'm Baptist, by the way, so I feel perfectly safe in talking about all our problems. Forgiveness does not condone the harmful actions of another, nor does it believe that they shouldn't face the consequences for their action. But it does free you from the need to be the enforcer of those consequences. It allows you to focus on unburdening yourself from the resultant feelings of resentment and anger. And last, if you forgive someone, you actually have to feel forgiving towards someone. What do you think? Sorry, you agree? Yes. You agree? Taking the prize back. Many of us feel that way, that forgiveness actually requires you to feel forgiving towards the perpetrator, but it doesn't. Forgiveness doesn't require these sudden, intense feelings of love and understanding towards a person who has wronged you. Forgiveness is a choice, not a feeling. I want to say that again. Forgiveness is a choice, not a feeling. You are making the decision to release negative emotions associated with hurtful experience. Don't let it trip you up in your journey to wholeness if negative feelings persist, because that is totally normal. If it happens, it happens. And it doesn't negate the decision to forgive or the act of forgiveness. What matters is that you made the choice to release the negative emotions and move on. And by the way, don't forget to forgive yourself in the midst of all this. Carrying guilt and shame over your own mistakes keeps you tethered to the negative emotions that can hinder your ability to forgive others. It's a process. It takes time and effort. It may involve confronting painful emotions, and we don't like that. It may involve seeking support from professionals and engaging in a lot of self-care. Ultimately, the decision to forgive is a personal one, and it should be made without pressure or expectation. So in closing, finding our way to forgiveness is a liberating act that frees a loved one to let go of a body that's racked with disease and frees us from the chains of negativity. It frees us to live a life that is not repeating patterns of hurtful behaviors or generational trauma. It frees us to live life fully able to love and receive love. It allows us to live more fully and authentically and frees us to create space for healing, growth, and compassion, and to cultivate a sense of peace and well-being.
Now, if you would join us in the hymn, the closing hymn, When Your Heart is in a Holy Place. It's 1008. Oliver, would you like to? And now I will say the words for extinguishing the chalice as Oliver extinguishes it. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we're together again.
Okay, this is an original, so I feel like I have to give it a little bit of explanation. Years ago, I was down at the ocean front with a friend of mine, and we happened to run into one of those entertainers. You know, the ones that are like the beach pays to go entertain people. And we realized she was an entertainer because she was dressed like a hippie pirate, and she had like a stuffed parrot sewn to her shoulder. So like we were there, you know, hanging out, and we invited her to come sit with us and hang out. And we found out that she, in fact, was a gypsy fortune teller and a spiritual philosopher. So her name, she called herself the Joyous Gypsy Joelle, and that moment really stuck with me. So this is for her. Singing Om Mani Padma Om, trying to learn how to breathe in one nostril and out the other side. never heard the sound of one hand clapping. I thought I heard Bodhidharma laughing as I followed through, bouncing all the way with Christopher Robin too. But joyous gypsy Joel, telling all the fortunes to the tourists with their gold cards, walking along the boardwalk. Yes, joyous gypsy Joel tells me that she knows well. Do what you love, love what you do, and you'll find that God will find you. Spent some time with the holy book, the Gospels and the Pentateuch, but in that dusty old tome, they left me very little room. If knowledge is a forbidden fruit, then I'll suck the bark and chew the root and head off east of Eden to seek my fortune among the heathens. But joyous gypsy Joel, telling all the fortunes to the tourists with their gold cards, walking along the boardwalk. Joyous gypsy Joel tells me that she knows well. Do what you love, love what you do, and you'll find that God will find you. So here I am, quite lost, spirit drained and body tossed, for one worthless hourly wage, trapped inside a phenomenal cage. So here I am, a dying soul, reaching out with nothing to hold in an undertow of material needs, losing myself to what I should be. But joyous gypsy Joel, telling all the fortunes to the tourists with their gold cards, walking along the boardwalk. Joyous gypsy Joel tells me that she knows well. Do what you love, love what you do, and you'll find that God will find you, find you, find you, find you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca and Crystal, for all the beautiful music today, and especially for the wonderful message, Reverend Kayla. Thank you. Now's the time for announcements, if there are any announcements. I think Judy has one, and while she's coming up, I'm going to tell you, yay, it's time for First Friday again, next Friday. Woohoo! It's the number one for this year, and it's an opportunity to bring show and tell for what happened in your summer. It's like the pathway towards remembering to bring water for the openings, homecoming service. So, but what do you need to do before you come to First Friday? Sign up. Yep, sign up, or you can talk to Ellie too. All right, Judy. Oh.